Hi, this is Cam, and I want to go over gems and enchantments. So, this is something that I think a lot of people don't use really well, and something that I've made a lot of mistakes with. So, it's a good thing to go over so that we can all do it right. So, enchantments, the only way to get them are from these daily jobs, and it refreshes every 3 hours. And also, you will get some in chests that you can open, and silver blueprints, food, silver, and I didn't get any enchantments there, but obviously you've done this before, you know that there are enchantments there. So we go to Forge and Workshop, and if we scroll down, here are all the enchantments I have. So we have a lot, and you can see most of them we get are gray and fewer going up, but every now and then you do get the orange ones. Now, I don't use all the enchantments, and don't just combine them to combine them, because when you're researching in the academy, there is the blacksmithing research. And one of the things that you research in blacksmithing is um, let me find it, um, gem saving chance and enchantment saving chance. So when you research this, and so I've gotten this all the way to 10. So when I combine enchantments to create a higher level enchantment, I have a 15% chance of saving one of those four enchantments. It takes four enchantments to make one of the higher level, but 15 times out of 100, I will combine those four and also get one more lower level one. So let's see. Let's see if we can get that to happen here. So right there, I got one higher level and then one lower level. See there. So that's why you don't want to just combine them right away when you get them. I just let them sit until it's time to put them into equipment. So there are a lot of these I don't use, like there are ranged units specific and mounted units specific. I usually don't use those. I use the, this goes to the whole army, strength, army health. Then I skip the melee and ranged. Um, all the way down, I don't have any siege unit equipment, so I don't use those, and I don't use the fortification ones. I use these blistering journey ones. This is for higher march speed. I only use those in the resource gathering equipment that Stror wears. Um, there's no resource gathering enchantment, so I only use that for that. Um, and then uh, this increases troop training speed, which is important. I'll get to that later. Um, I don't use the training queue one. Um, this does building resources, so wood, iron, and stone, as well as food and silver, so that's a really important one. Um, this does construction speed. This does blacksmith, so equipment crafting speed. I don't use that. I used to, so there's probably some in some of my equipment, but it's not that useful because you don't build that many things. Um, but you should be researching and constructing all the time, so those are really important. Um, you can tell I use all of my Pioneer enchantments, which is Crypt, Exploration, and then here at the bottom we have Strength of Guardsmen, Health of Guardsmen. I use those. Um, I'm not that developed yet, so I don't use the specialist one because I don't really use specialists that much. But as you get higher level and start using like specialist 5, specialist 6, that might come in handy. So that's your enchantments. Then we also have gems. And gems, you have more options because you can also remove them and reuse them. So we can combine gems just the same way, and don't do that as soon as you get them. Wait until you have upgraded your blacksmith equipment or you just need to. So the diamond here at the top is strength of the whole army. So that's really important. And so I'm just gonna, so you can do one at a time like that or do all at a time. And then I'll do all again. So now I've got 4 and I can upgrade that and upgrade that. So now I have this orange one and we click the information. And so the orange one gives a plus 10% to the entire army. And that's really great if you're using guardsmen and specialists. And we go down here at the bottom, and these does health of just guardsmen, and these do strength of just guardsmen. Now my army doesn't have a lot of specialists, and most of the mercenaries I use are also guardsmen, so this will affect them. So I use that a lot. And then these are strength and health of specialists, which again, I don't really use. So we come up here. Now with the enchantments, the ones we don't use, there's not a lot of things to do with them. You just sit there and don't do anything. So like this ruby is strength of melee units. I don't use that at all because I'd rather help all guardsmen, not just one type of guardsman. I think it's less useful. So I'm going to upgrade them all. So now I have the highest level, and you can see sometimes I'm getting an extra one. And this is also melee units. I've upgraded it. So range units, ranged units. There may be people that disagree with me on this, but I would rather have it, if I'm going to use a gem, have it apply to every single person in my army rather than just one kind. So I'm upgrading these. Going down, so I do use flying units. I use the flying gems, and I don't need that right now. And this is siege engines I won't use. So you kind of get the idea. So all the ones I don't use. Now, you can craft these, and so you'll see that crafting this, if I disenchant, I get a little bit, but it takes a ton to craft it. And so what I do is this ruby, I'm on crafting, I want to go to disenchant. So I am never going to use these rubies that only work for the melee units. So I disenchant it to get the flickering dust. And I disenchant it and get the flickering dust. And disenchant it and get the flickering dust. There. So now I've got 20,000, and I'm not sure how much I want. Let's see. Let's find one that I would like to do. So to craft it, so on the amber, do I have any good amber? Yeah, so I have 2 purple here. And in my sorry, this is going slow. I don't know why I can't look at my guards. Here we go. So in here, I have 3 things. These only apply to Carter. And in this one, I've got blue amber. This one, I have purple amber. And this one, I've got blue amber. And so, since I have blue amber in the green one and a purple one, the purple one's better, so I'll keep it longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. You have to use these jeweler pinchers that you get usually in some chests. So I pulled that out, and now I'm going to go back to crafting. And I'm going to scroll down to the amber piece. Here it is. So I want to make that, I had a blue one in there, and that's the blue one, but I want to make it orange. So I need 3 of these to go up and make a 4th. So let's see if I have enough. So that's 19. So that's 5.2. And now I'm pretty much out of the flickering dust, but I can go back here and combine it. I did get a bonus one, so now I only need to do 3 more, but I'm out of flickering dust, so I need to go back to these unit specific ones that I'm not going to use and disenchant them. So I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to get rid of this. This is health of melee units. I'm getting rid of all 3. So it's 12. This is strength of ranged units. Again, I'm not going to ever use that. .5, so after I do this, I should have enough. 17.1, and I think I needed about 5 for each. So now I'm going to craft 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. So now I have 4 ambers. And I go to combine it. So now I've got 4 of those. And I combine that, and now I've got 1 orange one. So I can go back to Carter. And we look at his equipment. And here is the amber, and it increases exploration efficiency. And if we look at it, we had a blue one in there, so that was 22%, and now it's 40%. So that pretty much doubled the efficiency, and so I'll use less tar every time he goes into a crypt. So we add that. There we go. So now I just bumped him up 20%, which is the same as if I leveled him up 18 more levels. So he's 147. So if I bumped him up almost to 160, that's the same boost that he just got from upgrading the gem in there. And so if we look at these honored ruler things, these are the ones that we need to be going for. In here, I've got the production of resources and production of resources. I like to match these so that the same gem and the same enchantment are in this same piece of equipment. That's just a personal thing, but that way you kind of have an idea of what that one piece does, and then if you need to move it from one person to another, you know where to put it. And so that's how you use gems and enchantments. And you want to match the gems and enchantments to the item. So on enchantments, if we were to look at these, you wouldn't put a fighting one onto this honored ruler thing, because this gives you food, silver, construction, and research. So what your gem and enchantment should be one of these: building resources, silver and food, construction speed or research speed, and nothing else. Only do those things so that these will reinforce your main thing, and make it a stronger piece. So that's all I have on this, and I hope that's helpful on how to use gems and how to use enchantments.